What do we have here? We got the Rukes. Got a lot of Rukes sitting here. I've had more Rukes than that. Well, so that's the thing. Is it a Ruke? I mean, I think it's Ruke. R-U-I-K-E. Rake is what I've heard people call it. And some people think that's what it is. Rake? R-U-I is rake? Like, no. Fucking Ruke. Sorry. Anyway, what is a Ruke? It's a Chinese brand, Chinese knife brand, and pretty high quality. For me, they're just one of the smoothest of the budget brands. Just super, super smooth. I don't know why. Maybe it's they use a certain bearing. Maybe it's the certain way they cut the bearing area out. I mean, all a knife really is, as far as the feel of it, as far as its action is that interaction between the bearings, the steel of the blade, and the steel of the body, or the frame, or the liners. That's really all there is to it. And then secondarily, there's the friction of that lock bar up against the side of the blade with the detent ball. That's the feel of a knife. There's other little details too, the angle of the lock bar, lots of other little stuff. But when it's moving, if it feels smooth this way, that has to do with the bearing interaction, and it has to do with that detent ball rubbing up against the side of it. Why is Ruke so smooth? I don't know. Just very smooth. Always. What's this one? The Ruke P841. I like this one a lot. Usually it comes with very flat-sided scales. I ground these and made these kind of very smooth, and it also shows that they have these multicolored layers in the G10, so that was kind of cool. Kind of a cool side benefit. I love this one because it has a flipper and thumb studs. You can reverse flick. I think Ruke does that, quite a bit. Here's their very popular 801, P801. A lot of people like this one. I find it a bit thin for me and a bit slippery, but other than that, really good action, good blade steel for like 30, 35 bucks tops, 14C28N, pretty good action. It's definitely one of those ones that people call it, like one of the great values for what you get type knife. Here's one I got recently. It's a nice harpoon-shaped blade. It's not quite as slicey as some of their blades. It's kind of a little bit thicker, kind of a short grind. Comes down to, somewhat of a thick edge. You can kind of tell it's a thick edge because look how thick that secondary bevel is. It's pretty wide. That means it's a thicker blade down there. What is this one? It's a P843-8. I don't know, man. It's a cool one though. Opens nice. Could have a little bit better lock access, but almost every knife has that. I like this one a lot. Kind of a Persian, I don't know, almost reminds me of like a pirate knife or something. P155. Definitely nice. One of the smoother ones, really. Just super duper smooth. Buttery. Now, is it the most useful blade? Probably not. It's a little thick too. But definitely just a great heavy-duty knife. Quite a few of the Rukes have this lock feature here. So you can slide this little lock eye forward, and the lock bar won't move over and get out of the way, and it stays locked. I've never engaged it accidentally, so I don't think it's too bad of a thing there. Here's one of my favorite Rukes right here. Actually, it's the same as this one, so these two are the same. They are the P105. So this is the 105 TZ, and that's the titanium one, and this is the 105 with the G10. 14C 28N on this one, N690 on this one, although they make it in 154 cm too, apparently. Now, I was supposed to get that, but I got N690 instead, which is fine. This one had the same clip originally too. I replaced that because I just don't really love it. The blade's a little bit different too because I cut the top off. It used to look like this one here. So it used to have this little bit high rise right here and then go all the way down to a point. I cut that down and made it into a little harpoon because I like harpoons. And then I got this little saddle thumb stud thingy. So we can reverse flick it and do all that stuff. I want to do that to this one eventually. I just got this one fairly recently and haven't done anything to it yet, but I will. Handles are a bit thick too, so like this one used to be that thick, but I ground it down a lot, rounded it off. I'll do the same thing with this one. These two are pretty similar as far as kind of how they came from the factory with their scales. This one's just been messed with a lot. Ruike makes some great stuff, so if you're looking for a bargain knife, their G10 models are great. The 801 is great, and this is a steel frame, so that's what keeps the price down. It's not titanium. Well, this one was about $100, maybe 110, something like that, because it's titanium frame and it's a frame lock. Really light, very light, really nice action. The only downside for me was that the lock bar is a little on the weak side, and that makes the D10 a little on the weak side. So when you're flipping it open, you got to kind of give it a little speed because it doesn't have a lot of back pressure to build up on for a snappy opening. It's not bad though, and it's great for reverse flick because it's such an easy D10 to get past. It probably flicks out pretty easy. Let's see if I don't want to throw it across the floor. Let's see. Okay, it doesn't really actually. Oh, there we go. So it took some effort to get it to flick out. Not bad. Anyway, there's a small collection of Ruikes. They all have some great features and some great points. And then, you know, they have some drawbacks too, like the lock access here not being super great. But overall, they're worth a go. Good job, Ruike. Have a nice day.